Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I'm doing a topic about mental health. Due to the lockdown situation, I just wanted to reach out to people who suffer from mental health or even people who suffer with depression. Um, so I'm going to be talking about mental health. Mental health is just as important as your physical health, if not more important. Um, now, um, I'm going to be speaking about different types of mental health, how to cope with the situation at the moment, and different strategies that you could use, different agencies that you could reach out to, and different therapies that you could potentially do at home. Um, now, different types of mental health can look from um, not wanting to wake up in the morning, depression, loss of appetite, sleeping too long, um, or it could be um, not sleeping at all, bouncing off the walls, being very energetic, talking very fast, cleaning things, and just bouncing off the wall. There are many different types of diagnoses as well. There's schizophrenia, psychosis, bipolar, schizoaffective disorder. There's many, that's just a couple of names. Um, now, in this lockdown situation, people who suffer from mental health tend to go to different places, such as Minds, Each in Brent, IAPT, Phower. There's all different HPFT as well, and other places of socialization. Work is even one of them. Um, and we can't. So, what do we do in this situation? Um, there's many things you can do. What I do personally is write lists. So I will write a list, and I have one to show you. So this is my list of things that I can do when I'm bored. So things like manicure, pedicures, face masks, threading, waxing, meditation, lighting a few candles, writing letters. I'll come back to that one because that's a good form of therapy. Cleaning, colouring, word searches, the list goes on, contacting friends and such and such. So writing those lists can actually help you turn to something when you're bored. Also putting in place a routine. So making sure you're still waking up at the same time you'd wake up for work. I know it's okay to have a lie in because you're not, some of us aren't going to work when we're at home. So having a lie in, but making sure you're getting up, making sure you're having a shower, doing your hair, putting your makeup on, gelling your hair if you're a bloke, um, and just getting into the routine of doing that every day, and then making sure you're having all your meals. So 3 meals a day, and in the morning you might even want to put a timetable together and put in a routine. So in the morning you'll go for a walk. In the afternoon, you'll you'll watch a bit of Netflix or do some gardening or do a bit of painting, get a bit creative, and in the evening, cook and do a bit of cleaning and some meditation. But in between, you might get bored, so you might want to refer back to that list. Um, so so also it's very important to unplug from electronic devices and social media because that can actually make you feel shit as well. So to have time for yourself to gather your own thoughts and know where you are in your own mind. Um, and when you are in a state of despair, to know what to turn to change your mood. So if you are feeling down, what would you do? So have another list where this is what I do. This is what I personally do, is I have a list of things that make me feel better. So whether it be light candles or light an incense stick or put on some prayers or do some painting or colouring. So again, lists and mind mapping is great at home. So those are some coping skills for you that I've talked about. Agencies that you can turn to. I'm going to put in the descriptions all the phone numbers and places that you can turn to if you need to call on any of these, but also reach out to your family and friends. So in a day, just call maybe one person from your phone book that you haven't spoken to in a long time and just have a catch up and just see how everyone's doing. If you have severe mental health, you may not be able to reach out to anyone. So this is where these agencies would come into place, where sometimes it's better to talk to a stranger than a relative or a close friend that may not understand you in the same way. Some of these agencies have different purposes as well. So there are places you can turn to. So I know, I'm not sure about Mind at the moment, if it's open or not, but phone lines are open. Samaritans, they are open. HPFT, all HPFT's teams are open at the moment. HPFT teams are actually the mental health community teams. So that means if you've got a diagnosis, you'll be referred to that by your GP. Also, you can actually speak to your GP about your mental health problems if you don't have a diagnosis, and they can prescribe you a PRN, and for the time being, while we're in this situation. There's another place. So now, if you're not getting any of that support and you really need that help, you can turn to places like Voiceability or Phower, who will voice your needs for you. Thames Reach is another one, and Each is another one as well. I live in Watford, so there's different agencies in different boroughs, and there's different agencies in Harrow and Brent and so forth. So in terms of therapy now, if you have a mental health diagnosis, normally you would be offered CBT, psychotherapy, and medication. Now, I'm not very keen on the medication side of things. I prefer to do things, myself rather than self-medicate. So I would do some prayers, meditation, walking, singing, long baths. That's another one. That's a good one. And painting and stuff like that. So that's a form of therapy, because there's different types of therapy. So in psychotherapy, you have dance and movement, you have art therapy, you have talking therapy, you have CBT, and all of those. Now, those therapies we can adapt at home ourselves. So talking therapy, you could be talking to your aunts, you could be talking to the Samaritans down the phone, and that's a form of talking therapy. And so I know these therapies aren't available right now because of the lockdown situation. But if you need help with therapies or you need someone to talk to, please reach out to me and I can guide you in the right way, or reach out to me and I'll try and help you the best way I can. That's the reason why I made this video, is so that I could help those people who are suffering, because we all know what it feels like to be suffering from mental health in some form or another. And that's it really, in a nutshell. If you wanted to know more about any of these topics, please private message me and I'll get back to you. Thank you for listening.